Hello and welcome to Rage Crit, and today Games Workshop is announcing Warhammer 40k 9th edition, pretty much confirmed because we've had a bit of a leak of the FAQ that is going to come along with that. It's today. I'm filming this at 11 o'clock on the Saturday. They're doing their stream at 2 o'clock, so in 3 hours time we'll have like videos and proper confirmation. But right now somebody has found that they have basically put on the FAQ, and as far as I can tell, this is incredibly legit because it's on the official Games Workshop website. I think it's sort of like a hidden link that they've put on and somebody's somehow managed to find it. But either way, this is why I've left the link on at the top. I wouldn't normally do that. I would normally remove that, but you can see that is pointing to a Games Workshop website, and if I hit F5 there, you can see that is legit. So pretty sure this is coming. Like we already knew it was coming. Pretty sure this is the information that we're going to get. So there is some interesting information in here as well. Specifically, you can, if you're really interested, you can. I'll try and post the link, or you could just read the screen. But there's a couple of interesting things for me personally, talking about kill team, maybe as new players, etc. Is the Psychic Awakening still relevant? Are points changing, etc.? Points are changing, that's a key one. So they talk about there's lots of rules that have changed. They're going to go over that in detail. Obviously, it's in this kind of thing, you're not going to see everything. It very much sounds like an evolution rather than a revolution. I think we can sort of expect that. I personally expect maybe if they're going to revolutionize 40k that they'll do it in the 10th edition. The setting and the lore has changed and stuff like that. Interestingly, will there be new models? We always know there's going to be new models, but they specifically call it Necrons, which very strongly implies that the Necron starter box with probably some sort of Space Marines, I think, which ones was it? Grey Wolves? I'm not sure. Some sort of Space Marines with Necrons, very much confirmed. A new logo, you can see at the top here. I like it, but I didn't dislike the old one. It just feels a bit more modern, so I'm okay with that. You can still use your old army. Nothing that's going to change. Like, nothing here, anybody's going to be like, I can't believe they would do that. Like, you know what I mean? They're not going to try and annoy everybody. Random interjection, they're still upping their prices. I don't want people to forget that. They're still upping their prices, and I think they're using 40k new edition to cover it. But that's just my personal take. How can I get the new rules? The new core rules are going to be free, which I'm pretty sure, I don't know, it's the same as AOS. I don't know if 40k was the same, but they'll have the core basic rules being free. Pretty sure they are free for 40k, but the core rule book is still going to be available, and you're probably still going to want to buy it if you're going to play it full on. All your codexes or codexes, they are still relevant. Yes, they all still work. There's no reset in that way. Even stuff like the Psychic Awakening, White Dwarf supplements and stuff like that, the Vigilus series, that's all relevant. I personally don't think White Dwarf should be I don't want to go to a tournament, or if ever go into a 40k tournament and come across that. I mean, I am thinking about getting into 40k, so that's something that's in my head. Yep, the Psychic Awakening, that still works. Now, apparently the Forge World stuff is going to be changing, but I don't really know too much about Forge World as it is, so I'm not going to talk about it there. There are obviously going to be new codexes. We can presume that there will be a wave of all of the codexes. Every faction will essentially get a new book, probably. That's the same thing every time, isn't it? They'll be revisited in turn with the codexes. The next wave of codexes will have additional content that features new additions, updated rules such as the new Crusade system, and we'll come on to that very soon. Are unit points going to change? Yes. So I'm not 100% sure how they're going to deliver that. I don't know if that's going to come through like a general's handbook. I don't follow 40k enough to know the answers to this, so I don't want anybody to think that I'm an expert. I literally don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just somebody who's getting caught up in the hype. Tried 40k once and I'm considering to do it again. But the points are going to change. So this new Crusade system sounds like it's going to be focused on a narrative thing, and it's going to be new ways to do narrative battles. Not 100% sure what that is. Obviously, I suspect in the video today that we'll hear more about that, but I do find that interesting. I think just they had the 3 game modes, didn't they? Open narrative and match play. It's interesting to me that they're well, actually, we're going to really develop this narrative kind of thing. And I sort of appreciate that. It's not something for me. completely not interested, but there will be some people who really like that, and I think that's going to be a nice touch. Obviously, we don't really know what it is, but it sounds like it might be something that people are interested in. Apparently, there's a new trailer, there's a new website. Why should I not just stick with the current edition of 40k? Well, they basically tell you can do if you want. Will the rules be updated through chapter approved? So the new rules of 40k will be with us won't be with us. The new core rules of Warhammer will be with us for a little while yet. I think they've written that badly, but that's just me. They're going to be doing new books, and they're going to be releasing them all the time, particularly match play, publishing updates in chapter approved. So, there is going to be a chapter approved. I think that'll probably be at the end of the year like normal, unless somebody knows something that I don't know, which could be interesting. I'm not really happy with this question. I haven't played 40k in a while. Welcome back. I want you to try and tempt me in. Yeah. Why should a new player start now? That's sort of what I would have wanted to have answered there. Who said anything about a new box set? Yes, so they may not be announcing a new box set today, but they're saying that they may not be showing it today, but they're basically saying it is coming. The Dark Imperium set, which I did have, I sold the Death Guard, which I sort of regret, but I still have my Space Marines. That's getting retired soon, so if you want that, buy that now. Yeah. Anything else? What are you doing after Psychic Awakening? Not really interested in that. This is a key question for me, is what happens to Kill Team? Absolutely nothing. But it makes sense, right? If your rules aren't changing, there's no real reason to change Kill Team. It depends on, if the stat lines don't change. If you start balancing stuff in Kill Team differently now, you could end up breaking Kill Team. So basically they're just keeping that separately. They do talk about how with the new additions, new models, and there's several of these that will be infiltrating their way into the kill zones in the future. So it's basically saying we're going to add some new stuff. But for me, I feel like the underplaying Kill Team. I feel like if you would have just had like a main proper game and released it in its own specific way and treated it right, Kill Team could have been huge, but they seem to have neglected it for me. So it talks about how the core rules are going to be free. There's going to be different languages, fine. There are still going to be non-primary Space Marines. Just let them die. GW, everybody knows you're not interested. Yeah. So they do say really soon. We're a few weeks off just yet, but we wanted to give you a heads up. So September is almost too long. So I wonder if this could be something like July, which is generally their preferred release. Obviously with COVID-19, things have changed. So that's going to be really interesting. So I don't know anything about 40k. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a 40k player. Me and my wife, we tried to play, and she found it a little bit complicated, and then I sort of just moved on to Star Wars Legion. But I don't know why. I do really like Space Marines. I've got my little purple Space Marine that you can't probably see here. I really like Space Marines. I'm just going to admit it. Don't care about lore, though. Don't really care about the story of the world. I'm more interested in gameplay mechanics. And I'm not really a huge fan of the, you do everything and then I do everything. I would prefer a system where it was like alternative activations. I'm fairly sure that's not going to happen. But that's just one thing I would really like. I'm not a huge fan of all the, for a new player, you come in and they talk about, there's the Vigilus series, there's Psychic Awakening, there's White Dwarf supplements. Can be destroyed the mic there. It can be a little bit overwhelming, which as a new player, it just puts me off a little bit. But we'll see what the outcome of the stream today is, and I might end up picking it up myself. But definitely confirmed. The Crusade system sounds interesting. The points are going to change. The rules aren't going to change that dramatically, I think. And Kill Team's nothing's happening to it. Let's check out the stream later on today. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.